Howdy friends, it's Morgan Waggoner and I am here with a very special guest for this week's WOW Word of Wellness. And I'm standing here with a dear mentor and now friend, MEL ABRAHAM. And we're in Colorado Springs at an awesome event called Advance Your Reach with Pete Vargas. And this week I'm going to let Mel give us our word of wellness.
Oh gosh, okay. So probably the word that comes to mind, and that we've kind of talked about this, is really about centering. It's about being centered. And I know you've been in the martial arts. I've been in the martial arts for many decades, and the concept of centering, both from a physical standpoint, but a energetic standpoint also. I mean, from our center, we get a chance to see options, to see alternatives, to be able to move our body, but move our minds and our souls at that time. And many times we lose that centering. We lose focus, we lose clarity, we lose the understanding of where we are and where we're going. And when we feel kind of disorganized, disconnected, and trying to figure out, gosh, why do I just feel out of sorts? Then that's when we need to come back to that. We need to come back and say, am I centered? Am I grounded? Am I back in my roots of what really is my value, my values, and where do I want to go? Because we can't get to the destination unless we know where we're starting from. And I think that will serve a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs. You got stuff coming at you all the time. So there's all these options, and we tend to want to hoard all the toys in the sandbox, and we need to let some of the toys go and stay centered and on the path that we're going on. So
absolutely. And friends, I just want to share with you this exact topic. I had an epiphany. MEL ABRAHAM's book, The Entrepreneur Solution, practically saved my life. And those of you who know my story know that things were really tough. And with myself and my business, and many of you were a part of that business, and you know the struggles that we experienced all together. And right during that season, I came across his book. And one of the concepts that he teaches in his book, and I'm going to kind of put him on the spot a little bit here, because he's already shared this wonderful word with us, but it ties so clearly with a concept that he teaches in the book, and that is that our identity is the centering point between the moment that intersect courage, character, and clarity. And basically what I was going through personally, Mel, was an identity crisis, because through the struggles, I had lost sight. I had became disconnected from God, from people around me, from my source of strength, and I got off center, and I had a major identity crisis.
It's so huge, both from a personal standpoint and a business standpoint. I think we've got identity crises all over the place. I tell people to sum up that whole model, that whole framework into just a sentence is I tell people one of the most important questions you can answer in your life is, what are you going to stand for? Because if you think about it, if I understand the answer to that question deep, viscerally inside, as a business, as an individual, as a parent, as a spouse, in a relationship, if I understand that question, then everything that comes at us, we already have the answers to.
Right.
You know, we're not searching, we're not trying to negotiate with ourselves. We already understand it. So I mean, I would invite, those of you that are following, or to look at it and say, what do you stand for? What is your identity? What if you talk to someone that knows you, what would they say about you? And if it's not what you want to hear, if it's not what you believe is you, then we got some work to do. The cool thing is, just like you've noticed, is you can work on it. It can change and it can shift, and we get to control what that identity is.
That's right.
We just got to show up differently.
That is right. And y'all can hear it, and you know me, and you know this ties perfectly with my frog philosophy, fully rely on God, and we balance that with being proactively positive, and that's what we talk about in my upcoming seminar, Balance Boot Camp. And so you see why and how I was drawn to this book, and if you need a copy, talk to me, I'll provide one. But Mel, where can we find you?
There's two places they can go to find me. One was my main website, which is melabraham.com. They want to find out more about taking what they know and putting it out there. Thoughtpreneur Academy, thoughtpreneuracademy.com. There's some free training there, and there's lots of resources there to kind of get behind the scenes of what it takes to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For
It was
joining
great
us
seeing you.
today. Yes, and
So.
y'all have a wonderful week. Peace out and abundant blessings. Morgan Waggoner and Mel Abraham.
Cheers. See ya.